So straight into the colours here. We're using Amsterdam. We've got Persian rose, quinacridone rose, permanent red light, violet light, and a couple of golds, the golden and the deco art, just a light grey, and that the last one is a golden Payne's grey. So here's the consistency. It's making a small mound, or very, very small mound. It's on the thin side. So I had to tell you the colours while we were doing that, but it's Julie from Live for Art, and I'm doing a sandwich pour on a fairly large 24 by 36 inch gallery wrap canvas. So I'm picking up the pinks and greys, as well as with a little bit of a gold highlight here. And I'm sort of testing some colours for another commission, but I also thought that my bedroom could really do with a new painting. I decided to do a sandwich pour, but also some trails through it. And I haven't done too much of this with the trails, and my learning from this is don't overdo the trails, because of course they all just stretch out. So some of these little smaller lines end up looking a bit like intestines, which I didn't like. And I'm probably going to paint over and just in sections, like just shush some of those lines down, and because there's some great effects overall in this paint mixture. The reason I use the two golds, I just find that the Deco Art 24K, which makes great cells, but it really can take over. So I thought I'd balance it off with the golden, and the gold and copper mix up that top on the top there is just looking fantastic, and I'm not really sure which gold it is, so I've got to explore and experiment which one it was that ended up in that section. This is often the way, some of the beautiful bits around the edge, and when you stretch out your canvas, it can really roll over itself and lose some of those. So I've tried to put some other paints down to stop that, but I know that in going down to this corner, I'm going to lose some, and it's also going to squash up, which I will stretch out again. So I decided there probably wasn't I would sacrifice the corner, but I would try and keep some of that side. And you'll see later how I managed to try and move the canvas in such a way to keep the rest of that gold and copper section. So there's lots of really interesting effects, some sort of feathering and fanning out, and of course the sort of cells and pearls that are happening. When you're doing a big canvas, there is sort of less control about the movement, that you've got to get to the corners, and that pushes things up against each other in a greater way on a big canvas. But I'm liking the colours, and as I said, I like some of the effects. Just a bit too many squiggly lines that don't look all that appealing. So here's some close-ups. So many different effects all in one painting. Here's that gold and copper section that I originally liked. Some intestines I don't like. Pointed bits I don't like. Do like the big cells. and I'm really happy with the overall colours. Really find that section interesting. I think that light pink has dried really well in terms of the colour. So I hope you found that interesting. I'll certainly do this technique again with less small lines. Mostly I'm just enhancing lines that are here. All these black lines here are all there naturally. The only ones I've drawn here are up here where I've just, you can't see that, where I've just done a few and then I've taken it down to the edge. But these other ones are already there, and I love just enhancing what's there naturally. Particularly then, like in this case, I was integrating it to the end of the canvas. So here it is, finished. I've really quietened down that middle area by putting the black there. Sometimes it's solid black, sometimes it's just a lighter variety where you can still see some little details underneath. The other thing, of course, I've done is I have, I did keep some cells in the middle, and all of them out that black, just to break up the space. And then I have embellished a few things, so I've got a little bit of gold around some of the cells, and I've followed some of these lines down. I've just continued, like that black line I've painted in on a natural line that was there, and taken it down to the edge of the canvas. So I think it's made a big difference to the canvas. So if you do find that things are just a bit too busy with your acrylic pouring, try some embellishment. Block out some areas, highlight other areas. It's amazing what you can achieve.